Everyone thought the Yellowstone story was slowing down, but then the 6666 trailer dropped, and suddenly the entire Western universe felt dangerous again. This is not just another spin-off. This is the place where legends are made, where the rules are different, and where survival is more important than pride. The Yellowstone 6666 trailer doesn't just tease a new show. It warns us that the future of this universe will be built on dust, blood, and discipline. And if you watched closely, you already know something big is coming. The 6666 Ranch has always been more than just a location in Yellowstone. It was introduced quietly, almost like a background detail, but over time it started to feel important. The trailer makes one thing very clear. This ranch is not about drama between families, it is about work, legacy, and endurance. From the first moments of the trailer, the tone feels different from Yellowstone. There is no luxury here, no comfort, and no safety. This is a place where people wake up before sunrise and sleep only when the job is done. The land itself feels like a character, silent but powerful, watching every rider who crosses it. What makes the 6666 story so interesting is that it is rooted in reality. Unlike the Dutton Ranch, which represents power and control, the 6666 Ranch represents discipline and tradition. The trailer shows us that this is a working ranch first, and a story second. Every movement feels earned. Every moment feels heavy with meaning. It suggests that the people here are not chasing power, they are trying to survive a way of life that is slowly disappearing. And that alone changes the emotional weight of the story. The trailer also hints that this show will not rely on explosive conflict right away. Instead, it builds tension through silence, through long stares, and through the sense that something important is being protected. The characters are not introduced with big speeches. They are introduced through their actions. A man tightening his gloves. A rider preparing his horse. A worker standing alone in the open land. These small moments suggest a larger truth. The real danger is not always visible. It is hidden in responsibility, in loyalty, and in the pressure to live up to the past. Another powerful idea in the trailer is the concept of rules. The 6666 Ranch is described as a place where the law of man and the law of nature meet. That means mistakes are not forgiven easily. If you fail here, there is no second chance. The land does not care who you are. It only cares whether you are strong enough to belong. This creates a quiet kind of suspense. You don't need gunshots to feel fear. You just need to understand that one wrong move can cost everything. The connection to Yellowstone is also very intentional. The trailer reminds us that some characters did not come to 6666 by accident. They were sent there to learn, to change, or to disappear. This ranch becomes a test. It separates the weak from the strong, and the careless from the committed. The story is not about escaping the past. It is about facing it in the hardest environment possible. That makes the ranch feel like a final destination, not just a new chapter. There is also a sense that the 6666 Ranch holds secrets. Not in the way Yellowstone hides political deals or family crimes, but in the way tradition hides truth. Generations have worked this land, and with every generation comes sacrifice. The trailer does not show us what those sacrifices are, but it makes us feel them. The long roads, the empty skies, and the lonely figures suggest that being part of this world comes with a price. And not everyone is willing to pay it. What truly makes the trailer powerful is its restraint. It does not explain everything. It does not rush to impress. Instead, it invites the audience to step into a slower, harsher world. A world where respect is earned through sweat, and identity is shaped by the land. This is not a story about winning. It is a story about lasting. And that difference changes everything. By the end of the trailer, one message feels clear. The 6666 Ranch is not just a spin-off idea. It is the foundation of something bigger. It represents where the Yellowstone universe is heading, away from family wars and toward survival itself. The future of this story will not be decided in boardrooms or courtrooms. It will be decided in open fields, under burning sun, and through choices that cannot be taken back. And that is what makes Yellowstone 6666 so dangerous and so exciting. It is not promising comfort. It is promising consequence. It is not offering heroes. It is offering hard people in a hard place. And if the trailer is telling the truth, then this story will not ask who deserves the land. It will ask who is strong enough to keep it. What makes Yellowstone 6666 feel different from every other story in this universe is the idea of transformation. This is not a place where people come to rule. It is a place where people come to be rebuilt. The trailer suggests that anyone who arrives at the 6666 ranch must leave behind their old identity. Status does not matter here. History does not protect you. Even reputation means nothing once you step onto this land. The only thing that matters is whether you can handle the work and the responsibility that comes with it. The ranch is shown as a living system, not just a setting. Every animal, every worker, and every decision is part of a chain. If one link breaks, everything suffers. This creates a quiet but constant tension. The characters are not just fighting enemies. They are fighting time, weather, and their own limits. The trailer makes us feel that the smallest mistake can turn into a disaster. A gate left open. A horse not prepared. A decision made too late. In this world, failure does not come with drama. It comes with consequences. One of the most interesting ideas hinted at in the trailer is the clash between modern life and old traditions. The 6666 ranch represents a way of living that refuses to disappear. While the rest of the world moves faster and becomes more digital, this place remains slow and physical. Hands still matter more than machines. Experience matters more than confidence. The trailer shows that this conflict is not just external, it is internal. Characters must choose between the comfort of modern life and the hard truth of ranch life. And that choice is not easy. There is also a strong emotional undercurrent in the trailer. It is not loud, but it is heavy. You can feel that many of these characters carry regret. Some come here because they failed somewhere else. Some come because they were sent away. And some come because they have nowhere else to go. The ranch becomes a place of punishment and healing at the same time. It breaks people down, but it also gives them purpose. This balance between pain and meaning is what gives the story its depth. The trailer also suggests that loyalty will be tested in new ways. On the Dutton Ranch, loyalty was tied to family and power. At the 6666 Ranch, loyalty is tied to survival. You depend on the people next to you, not because you love them, but because you need them. Trust is built slowly. Respect is earned through action. And betrayal, if it happens, will not be dramatic. It will be silent and deadly. This creates a more grounded and realistic form of suspense. Another key theme is isolation. The 6666 Ranch feels far away from everything. Not just physically, but emotionally. The wide land and empty skies create a sense that help is always too far. If something goes wrong, there is no one to save you quickly. This forces characters to face their problems alone, or with the few people around them. The trailer uses this isolation to build fear without showing violence. The fear comes from knowing that no one is coming. The story also seems to focus on respect for the land itself. The trailer does not show the land as something to be owned. It shows it as something to be understood. The ranch does not dominate nature. It works with it. This creates a moral tension. Characters who try to control the land will fail. Characters who listen to it may survive. This idea turns the land into a silent judge. It decides who belongs and who does not. As the trailer continues, it becomes clear that the 6666 Ranch is not just preparing people for work. It is preparing them for loss. Loss of comfort. Loss of pride. Loss of old dreams. The people who stay will become harder, quieter, and stronger. They will stop talking about what they want and start focusing on what must be done. This shift from desire to duty is one of the most powerful changes the show promises. By the end of this part of the trailer, we understand something important. Yellowstone 6666 is not trying to replace Yellowstone. It is trying to complete it. Where Yellowstone was about land and power, 6666 is about land and purpose. Where Yellowstone showed family conflict, 6666 shows personal struggle. It takes the same universe and strips it down to its bones. And that is what makes this story dangerous. It does not rely on chaos. It relies on pressure. The kind of pressure that builds slowly until something breaks. And when something finally breaks, it will not be loud. It will be final. This is not a story about fighting for control. It is a story about earning the right to stay. And in a world like the 6666 Ranch, staying alive is already a victory. The 6666 Ranch is more than a place. It is a crucible. And the trailer makes that perfectly clear. Every shot, every moment, every quiet scene hints at a deeper truth. Nothing here comes easy. You don't inherit respect. You don't earn comfort. You don't survive without learning the hard way. Characters are defined by what they do when no one is watching. And the trailer makes us feel the weight of that reality from the first frame. It isn't about flashy confrontations or dramatic speeches. It's about the choices that happen quietly in the heat of work, under the pressure of responsibility, when the land itself tests you. The people who arrive at 6,666 are not just newcomers. They are seekers, rebels, survivors, or sometimes all three at once. The trailer hints at multiple paths for these characters. Some will thrive and become part of the ranch's legacy. Some will struggle, fail, or walk away broken. And some will discover truths about themselves they never wanted to face. Each character's journey is intertwined with the land and the work, making survival not just physical, but psychological. The stakes are high because failure is permanent. There are no second chances here, only consequences that ripple across every life tied to the ranch. One of the strongest elements of the trailer is the sense of timing. Nothing is rushed. The story builds slowly, like the dawn breaking over an endless prairie. Every scene is deliberate. Every glance, every gesture, every detail carries weight. There's suspense in the silence, tension in the routine, and dread in the smallest errors. The trailer also teases conflict, but it is subtle. Rivalries, challenges, and personal struggles are hinted at, but the focus is on endurance and adaptation rather than immediate confrontation. The audience is left on edge, knowing that danger can come at any moment, but never seeing it arrive until it must. The connection to Yellowstone's larger universe remains a constant undercurrent. Characters who appeared in Yellowstone now face a new environment that will test them in unexpected ways. Jimmy Herdstrom, Teter, and others are no longer defined by the conflicts of the Dutton family. At 6666, their survival depends on skills, judgment, and alliances built from scratch. For fans, this is both thrilling and nerve-wracking. Familiar faces, but placed in a world that does not forgive mistakes. The trailer makes it clear that old reputations mean nothing here. Only ability and determination matter. Beyond survival, the trailer hints at deeper moral and emotional stakes. The ranch is not just a place of labor. It is a place of lessons. Respect for tradition, respect for the land, respect for the people around you. Each character must navigate these invisible rules, learning who to trust and how to act in a place where mistakes echo. The audience is made to feel that the 6,666 ranch shapes people, molds them, and sometimes breaks them. That transformation is what gives the story both its suspense and its emotional depth. Another key element emphasized in the trailer is isolation. The vastness of the land is not just beautiful, it is oppressive. The horizon stretches endlessly, suggesting that there is no escape from responsibility or consequences. When disaster strikes, help is distant, and the characters must face the outcomes alone or rely on the few they can trust. This isolation builds a constant tension, a pressure that never lifts, making every decision and action feel monumental. It is a tension that Yellowstone has hinted at before, but the 6666 ranch amplifies it to almost unbearable levels. The trailer also teases the idea that the land itself is an antagonist. Nature is unforgiving, and the ranch's operational demands leave no room for error. Whether it is storms, cattle, or unpredictable terrain, every challenge reinforces the idea that survival is earned, not given. The ranch does not reward arrogance or shortcuts. It only rewards diligence, skill, and patience. This creates a suspense that is almost philosophical. It is a story where fear comes from respect and caution rather than immediate threat, making the tension continuous, subtle, and immersive. Ultimately, Yellowstone 6666 is about endurance. Not just of individuals, but of values, of traditions, and of legacy. The trailer shows that this is not a story about temporary wins or flashy victories. It is a story about proving that you belong in a world that does not forgive mistakes. It is about choosing to stand, to continue, and to work when every instinct tells you to stop. That is what makes it suspenseful. That is what makes it gripping. And that is what will keep audiences on edge for every single episode. The trailer concludes with a feeling of anticipation that lingers long after the screen goes dark. There are no resolutions, only possibilities. Every character's fate feels uncertain, every choice carries weight, and every sunrise promises both hope and challenge. Yellowstone 6666 is not just a continuation of a universe. It is a return to the core of what makes these stories resonate. Hard choices, relentless challenges, and a world where only the strong, the smart, and the patient survive. The trailer promises that the series will be unforgiving, intense, and unrelenting, just like the land it depicts. By the end, one truth stands clear. 6,666 is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who understand that survival is not a given, that respect must be earned, and that every day on the ranch is a test. The suspense, the tension, and the emotional stakes are all carefully built to create a story that grips the audience from the first moment to the last. Yellowstone 6666 is ready to redefine what a spin-off can be, taking the familiar universe and pushing it to harsher, more demanding, and more thrilling extremes. And for fans, the question remains: who will endure and who will be left behind?